path is calculated using project network diagram. The diagram that you are seeing in front of you on the screen, it depicts all the activities from start to end of a project. Now there are various paths here from start to end. One of the path is A, C, D. Another path is B, C, D. The third path is B, F. So, can you see any other path from start to end? So there are three paths. Now the activity, the numbers written on the activity are the durations in days. The duration of activity A is 8, C is 4, D is 2, B is 3, E is 1 and F is 3. Based on this, what is the length of path ACD?
8 days.
8 days. What is the length of path BCD? 9 days. What is the length of path BEF? 7 days. BEF is 7 days. Now, tell me which path should determine the duration? Principally by the biggest path. And this path is critical path. Here the biggest path is BCD, which is 9 days. Why I am taking the biggest path? Because in 9 days, if I take duration as a 9 days, all other activities will be done. Right? So, we can say that BCD in this diagram is a critical path. Critical path is the longest path in a project network diagram. Right? This path determines the duration of the project. We cannot afford any delay on an activity on the critical path. Is this clear? Now, we can afford some delay on activities on non-critical path. In fact, there is a term called as float, total float, slack or total slack. Any delay that we can afford in any activity on the project network diagram is called as float, slack, total float or total slack. For critical path, it will always be 0, but on non-critical path, we can afford some delays. For example, ensure that your critical path is not at risk, you might have to take resources from non-critical path to mitigate the risks of slippage of the critical path. Now, few questions. Can a project have more than one critical path? Yes, it might. It can have more than one critical path. Will the critical path remain constant throughout the project life cycle? No. Critical path will change throughout the project life cycle. You get a diagram like this? Yes or no? Now, if you see this diagram, tell me how many paths are there in this diagram? One path is A, B, C, G. This is one path. Another path is D, E, F, G. And then the third path is DHI. Now, the numbers which are written on the top of the activity are durations. Now, if they are the duration, what will be the length of A, B, C, G? 10? 10? Yes, it's 10. What will be the length of D, E, F, G?
15,
17, 17.
11.
What is the length of DHI?
11.
Now, there are three paths. You see the duration of all the paths. Which path should determine the duration of the project? The bigger one? Yes, because if you take the maximum path, all the activities will be included in that path. So the longest path in this project network diagram, which determines the duration, is called as critical path. called as the critical path of the project. This is the critical path. Right? Now, one key thing about the critical path, since it determines the duration of the project, can we afford any delay on the critical path?
No.
No. We cannot afford any delay on the critical path. Now, amount of delay that we can afford on any activity on a project network diagram like this is called as float, total float, slack or total slack. For critical path, the float, total float, slack or total slack is zero.
Float and slack are different.
Same. Float, slack, total float, total slack all are same, and on critical path they will be zero. On critical path, float will be always zero because it determines the duration. We cannot afford any delay on any of the activity on the critical path. Does it make sense or not? Right? Now, just few questions for you. Will the critical path remain same throughout the project life cycle or will it keep on changing?
Keep on changing.
I think it's
Based on different activities.
In case of CR, it might change.
See, in project everything is dynamic. The plan is dynamic. Throughout the project you will take corrective actions, preventive actions. We do defect repair also. Whenever you will do all these activities, new activities will be added or not?
yes.
Right? When the new activities will be added, what will happen? The critical path will change. So critical path will not remain same throughout the project life cycle. It will keep on changing. As a good project manager, you should always focus on the critical path.
Like in some cases, like the activity takes more than 3 days, say it's like 10 days.
Yes.
That will be the critical one.
Yes.
I think as
See,
a,
the longest path will be the critical path.
as a good project manager, you should avoid, minimize the changes.
You should focus on CLC. Can I give you an example on how a lousy project manager behaves or how an inexperienced project manager behaves and how an experienced project manager behaves? Now let's talk about it. See, a smart project manager, an experienced project manager will always focus on the critical path. Now see, there was an inexperienced project manager. What happened in his project? Activity E. E was slipping. The team member escalate, my activity will slip and there can be a project delay because of that. He escalated upwards. That my project might be delayed, give me extra resource so that this activity is got back to track. A subject matter expert explained him and said, why not to take H? H has almost similar skills as E. Why not to take some help from H, right? And send him back once E is back on track. This inexperienced project manager said, no, I won't do it. Why? Because right now only one activity is getting delayed. If I take H, this activity will also get delayed. Was he right or wrong? He's wrong. Because even if H is delayed by some time, let's say 6 days, even if H is delayed by 6 days, we are still on track. Right? So a smart project manager will always prioritize activities based on critical path. Right? Now let's talk about few other things. We discussed float on the critical path will always be 0. Can anyone tell me float of activity H? 6. Because DHI, the whole path is 11. So on DHI path, on H, on this path, either H or I, if delayed by 6 days, will not alter the critical path. So it's a float. What will be float of activity B? 7. What will be float of activity E?
0.
What will be a float of activity D? Yes, good.
The question I have is that as a project manager, you will overall look at all the activities and will define critical path for each and every activity.
The moment you put a network diagram, right, you have clear visibility on the critical path. In fact, there are tools like MS Project that does it automatically. The moment you create a schedule on an MS project and you say tick critical path, it shows the critical path completely with a different color. So you don't have to do anything. See, your job is simply to decompose the WBS properly, to sequence the activities properly, take care of all the dependencies, and put right durations. Rest the tool will do for you. Does it make sense or what? Now, I have done one question for you. Can you do one question yourself?
Yes.
Right, let's do it.